So hey guys, we're going to talk about a topic that's close to my heart. So today we're going to talk about mashing. So a lot of people have different definitions for mashing, but the common one I seem to see is that pressing buttons in an unfavorable situation or in a situation where it wouldn't normally work. Mashing tends to have a bad reputation associated with it because it can be unpredictable, it can put the opponent in an uncomfortable position, and it can make them reconsider options that they're not accustomed to. So when people feel like they have control over a situation through plus frames, through Oki, or other situations, and they suddenly lose this control, they suddenly lose this power because the opponent has done something unpredictable, the opponent has interrupted their pressure, disrespected them. So this can cause a reaction to the opponent interrupting the situation. Therefore, it can be seen as a bad thing and it makes them uncomfortable, but it is working. It's important to know that Tekken is a multi-layered game where we have a bunch of options to deal with pressure, whether it's through fast counter hits, whether it's through movement, whether it's through sidestep, or character-specific options like Shayu's AOP. So there's a lot of things you have to factor in, so you have to remember plus frames aren't free, and you have to condition your opponent to respect them, to go for more slower things, more slower openings, through lows or slower moves, just like any other fighting game out there. So let me explain the concept of mashing and when to do it and why it's a good idea to do sometimes. Now, I'm just looking at the situation in a vacuum, right? You know, there's other options that Josie can do, but it's not the points now. Like, I'm just looking at a few options in a vacuum. So a big sample is like Josie does crouch dash 3, and a lot of Josies like do down 4 follow up afterwards, right? Now, because Josie is plus 4 after CD3, and then down 4 is 15 frame, there's actually a gap where you can interrupt it. So if the Josie's so used to Julia respecting the frames and then taking the pressure, this is what can happen. Or if the Josie wants to try and track Julia from stepping, I can still interrupt, right? That's where it would be important to mash. That's where it's good to disrespect. It's good to know when to disrespect. Now, when the Josie is like, okay, this Julia player is going to press buttons when I hit her, I'm going to try and frame trap her. So she's going to do standing 3, for example, to frame trap. Or magic 4 to frame trap. So now the Josie player has asserted a situation where, okay, the Julia player is going to press buttons when I attack her with crouch dash 3. So I'm going to use my faster tools to condition her. So what can we do about this? Now this is where the mind game comes in between mashing and forcing them to check you, but also forcing them to try and make you respect them in that kind of way. So if she's going to do magic for her, I'm going to sidestep and punish her, right? I've conditioned the Josie to check me with her linear options to stop me from press buttons and taking my turn back. So the result was me stepping her, trying to check me, and we're punishing her. So this is why it's super important to know when to mash, when to disrespect, but also the other extreme, right? What to know when not to press buttons, when to just respect the frames and let them do their thing, right? It is all mind games in the end. So it kind of annoys me a bit when people say, "Oh, this guy's just mashing," then frame trap them. And if they're more conscious of the mind game, then they'll start dealing with you frame trapping them, either blocking something and taking their turn back, or stepping around move that checks them. There's like Tekken's a multi-layered option game. Like you have so many options that you can put into a situation, and disrespecting the opponent is one of them. So of course this is also applicable to high-level Tekken. As you can see, this is Tekken World Tour 2019 Finals, Nii versus Nobi. So this is also applicable here. So as you can see in the seconds, I will show you why or when Nii does this. So you see it out there. The whole set, Nobi was doing something very slow, or he wasn't really taking his pressure after running 2. So Nii kind of acknowledged this, and instead of just blocking the other running 2, he took his turn back. And then he was able to take the frames that he got from his stolen turn, and then he closed the round out with low afterwards. Because Nobi wasn't really doing anything in this set to kind of check Nii after running 2 on block. So this just adds more options that Nobi has to think about after running 2 on block. and it gets more options to knee to control the mind game after blocking running 2. So you know, now nobody knows, okay, knee is going to challenge my pressure after running 2. So I'm going to try and check him a little bit more. But it's just a matter of when he's going to check, and it's a matter of when he's going to disrespect. So it is a big mind game in the end, and it's so vital in Tekken. It is so important to know how to do. And people who complain about mashing don't really understand the whole meta of Tekken, in my opinion. Like, there is so many layers you have to think about. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this opens people's minds up a little bit to the game. You know, mashing is, like I said many times in this video, is a vital part of Tekken. No one to disrespect. And I hope people are a bit more open-minded in terms of this, because everyone does it at every level. Everyone does it. And this is also my first time tackling a video like this. If you want to have some topics for me to talk about in the comments, you know, let me know, and we can talk about it. I want to do like more content like this, because I've been very lazy with YouTube recently, so I'm going to pick up on that. So yeah, this is a topic I just really wanted to cover for a while, and I hope people can understand it a little bit more. If you have comments on it, let me know, and of course please like and subscribe my channel, you know, the usual. Thanks for watching.